Welcome to the Cooper and Cooper Show. Starring Cooper, featuring Cooper. My yawny sidekick here doesn't really know how to do anything yet. He can't speak. No reading, no writing. But he's doing his best. All right, we're in it. Check it out, guys. We have, sorry to be yelling at him basically, but we have our third person, our third, what is he? He's the co-host now.
Your co-host?
Yes, the co-host.
Aww.
Cooper Jax Bogetti.
He is here.
Young CJ is what we've been calling him. Mm-hmm. And he is, he's a great baby. He was birthed on December 17th. Well, I was thinking 12/17. Yeah, 12/17. Not
yes.
December 12th. So not very long ago. This was filmed on the 26th.
Yep.
So he's been a week and a day old.
Yep.
And he's, we're very happy with him. He's a great baby. We haven't wanted to return him yet or anything like that, but he's doing well.
It feels surreal because we shared so much about the pregnancy journey. I feel like when we filmed these episodes, and now our little guy is here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep, he's hanging out. He made it before Christmas. Bronte's dream.
Yes, our due date was December 24th, as you guys probably know, and I just was itching for him to get here before Christmas, and he made my Christmas dream come true.
He was not baby Jesus, as I hoped.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, sorry.
That good?
I know, you're kind of like, we're fighting with the mic a little bit, but
I think I'm close enough.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost closer than you are.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just dramatic.
Yeah.
She knows
you
that.
You are. Audio's got to be perfect.
But he's here, hanging out. He's been really good, sleeping good. And
you're going all over the place. Do you want to start? Should we start with the birth story and then go into how our first week has been?
Yeah, you definitely love. You love the birth story a lot, so we'll talk about that. You love birth stories, and I guess that's a big thing in motherhood is birth stories.
Yeah, but I also wanted you to give your perspective on a lot of things and how you felt,
And I just didn't realize that birth stories were such a big thing to other pregnant moms.
Yeah.
That's something that's new to me.
Yeah,
I just kind of felt
people love hearing birth stories.
Men don't talk to each other like that.
Yeah,
Men don't tell each other things
how it went and stuff.
We're not going to warn somebody what they're about to get into. You're that guy doesn't even know what he's about to get.
When you were talking to Garrett, he was just wasn't it crazy? And you were like, yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Me and Jim talked the most about what to expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, birth story, how do you want to go into it? How do we start? Do we start, I guess...
When my water broke?
The first 24, it counts backwards.
The first 24?
Yeah, what is it? It starts 24 hours, that show. It starts 24 hours before the incident. 24 hours previously, and they show you standing in front of the tree holding your bump.
What did we do? Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to say, what did we do 24 hours before? Sorry if you hear little squirming noises.
Yeah, he's noisy.
Here you go, buddy.
He doesn't cry a lot, but he's noisy.
I don't know.
He might just want to sleep with that.
Yeah. But I was 39 weeks the day before.
You might want his whole body, his arms covered maybe? I don't know.
No, I think he's just trying to soothe himself.
Yeah, probably. It's not cold in here. It's 70 degrees in here.
It's not. He's definitely bundled up warm in here.
Yeah, just so people know that it's not.
Yeah. 39 weeks the day before. I don't remember what we did.
Yeah, you were 39 weeks, one day?
Yeah.
Wait, roughly.
You're confusing me.
Sorry.
You just said you want to just do 24 hours before.
Yeah, well, roughly.
Okay, I'm taking control.
You take control.
But let's start the day my water broke. December 17th, 2:30 a.m. I got up to go pee, and as I stood up, literally like you see in the movies, my water broke. Gushed out. There was a puddle on the floor. I'm standing there. I'm like, Cooper, because he was still sleeping. Cooper frantically gets up, and I was like, my water broke.
Right in our bathroom doorway.
Yeah. So then you went and grabbed paper towels to clean it up because it was a mess. And how'd you feel in that moment?
I was like, oh, man, it's happening.
It's going down.
I was like, I need to pack a bag.
Yeah, that was the first thing because Cooper didn't have his bag packed.
No, and I didn't plan to. I figured it would be in the moment because, you're supposed to get to the hospital within an hour of your water breaking. So I was
think
like,
it's
we got
2
some
hours.
time. Okay. Regardless, I was like, we got some time.
Yeah. So
I was like, you just get in the shower. I'll cook some breakfast. Take the dogs out.
Yeah, my doctor was like, if your water breaks, eat something, take a shower, just like get yourself good, and then head to the hospital within 2 hours. So that's what I did. Cooper made me some breakfast, but it was really hard to eat because it was early and I was
3
like,
a.m.
Yeah, I was like nervous. It was just hard to get food down, but thank God I got a little something down because you cannot eat all day while you're in labor, which is rough.
You can't eat till he comes out. Just in case they have to do a C-section, they don't want food in your belly.
Yeah. So then we got all of our stuff, put the car seat in, all of our bags, and we drove to the hospital.
Yeah. I think we got there at like 4
a.m.
4 something. Yeah. 4:15.
Yep.
And then they admit you into like this little room to where they check
triage.
Like, the triage room to where they check if your water actually broke, because I'm sure they have people show up and they're like, I'm going into labor, and they're like, all right, you're not.
Yeah,
like,
that happens a lot. Yeah. And then they checked me, and I was at. I know, you spit it down. I'm just letting it sit there.
Yeah, you can put it on the table if you want.
I didn't want to put it on there because
it's fine.
Yeah. And then they checked me, and I was at like 1.5, 2 centimeters and 80% effaced, which was pretty good to be like just getting there. And then they confirmed my water broke, and we checked into our room. And then what was from there?
And then it was a lot of sitting around. And then we get into the room, and we're just kind of sitting. They check her cervix every now and then, see how dilated she is. We kind of just hang out. Like, I get, 14 cups of coffee at that point because they just have like this endless perpetual Keurig coffee machine where you can just like keep making these small cups of coffee. It's like 5 ounces of coffee. So I'm just like ripping through those. Yeah, I'm like, it's fine. It's just 4 ounces. I have like 8 pots throughout the day. It calms my nerves.
Yeah.
And then I got some breakfast. Waiting, like,
I couldn't eat, but I was like, Cooper, you need to eat. Make sure you eat and keep like yourself good.
Well, because I also was trying to keep food in me because I didn't know when it was going to really start.
Yeah.
So like, I imagine once it really started to be 5-6 hours before I did anything.
You didn't eat or anything.
Yeah, not to complain too much because you hadn't eaten at all, but you're not allowed to eat.
Yeah.
If I didn't eat, that would just been like, why didn't you eat? Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. No, literally. I would have been like, you need to eat and keep yourself good.
Yeah.
For me and him.
Exactly. So, and that we just waited and waited and waited. They kept checking things, and then what? Like, 7 o'clock was when things started to actually happen.
What?
Well, like when you started to go into active labor.
You're skipping so much.
Yeah, I know. I skipped a lot.
This man, like, what is going on? I think you're sleeping.
You just have a detailed story. I have like a rough,
and we sit down for an hour and talk. What, you're flying through it.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I forgot that there was so much more involved. What happens next? So we're sitting around.
Okay, so then I got the epidural because they wanted to start me on Pitocin.
That was fun.
And I had to get the epidural replaced 3 times.
Which is a shot in your spine. Like they
it's like a needle and then a catheter goes in your spine to put stuff to numb you.
And once they do that, they actually put a catheter in you too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which that's not fun.
Because they have to do both because you can't get up.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you can't get up. You're like stuck to the bed.
You're in bed till after the baby comes.
Yeah. And then
that was like 3 o'clock.
Well, no, I got the first epidural at 8:30.
Really? Was that early? I thought it was later.
No, it was at 8:30, but then the amount of times we had to redo it and it didn't end up working, it officially started working at probably like 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah, and at first it was numbing half your body.
Yeah.
So like it was working but not working.
Yeah.
Like it was only numbing half of her body.
Yeah.
So epidural had to go in 3 different times.
Yes, it honestly wasn't that bad. Like I was really nervous about the epidural and it really didn't hurt bad at all.
Looked fine from my point of view.
You didn't watch. You were in front of me, right?
No, I watched.
Oh, you did?
Remember the guy Dom was like trying to show me how to do it and stuff? Yeah, I watched.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How was it? Did it look scary?
Not really. Such a small little catheter.
But like the needle?
So tiny. No, not too bad.
I've always heard the needle is like kind of scary looking.
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
So the first guy, Dr. Rosen, well, we don't have to say his name, but he did it twice, and both times it wasn't like working correctly.
Yeah, it was working on one half. And then the first time he was like, we can adjust it and see if it works. So he adjusted it, and then it still didn't work. So then he was like, all right, let's redo the whole thing again. Redid it, still only worked on one half. Then one of the nurses was like, let's get like a different guy, different eyes, like, you know, a different perspective on it, whatever, to come do it. And then this other guy came in.
Well, I had to tell the main guy that did it twice. He was fired basically. Cuz he came in, he was like, "All right, let's, you know, we'll do it a third time." And he kind of made it seem like it was like a chore almost, but it was like, dude, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he did it like
he made it seem like it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, like he made it seem like, oh, we already did it twice. Like, I don't know, it's not looking good. And I was like, well, no, let's get the other guy.
I mean, he was like, we could do it again. Like, we could do it as many times. But then I'm really glad that other guy was there. And the first doctor, like, he did everything.
He was the head of the department, too.
Yeah. And like because I've heard of people like saying it took them like 3 times to just get it in the right spot. Like, he did it quick and good and everything like that. The procedure part was fine. It just wasn't, like, I guess, placed correctly.
Yeah, but I would have rather him take 3 tries to get to the right spot than 3 separate, like, starts, finished, all new stuff, reset up, all this, like, pick you back up.
Yeah, I don't know. But then when the third guy came in, like, I immediately felt a difference, too, when he was putting it in my back. And I was like, okay, this is, like, this is what it's supposed to feel like. I think it didn't hurt or anything. It just, like, I felt more things going on back there, like pressure and stuff.
And that guy just went by Dom.
Yeah.
He didn't go by any doctor, nothing, just Dom.
And then my legs were so numb. It was like kind of a weird feeling. And the epidural didn't make me feel like loopy or anything. Like it just, my legs were so numb. And that was kind of a weird feeling. And they were like that for like 2-3 hours. And it kind of started to like settle down and whatnot. But then once the epidural was fully working, it was around 1:30. So I wrote this stuff down. Mm-hmm. And then we started the Pitocin to try and speed things up. Like our doctor wanted me to go on Pitocin.
And Pitocin basically just like induces labor. Like that's what they would use to induce a birth.
Yeah, it strengthens your contractions and make them more consistent and stuff.
Because they want the baby out in 24 hours from broken water.
Yeah. But I was numb and everything at this point. So it was honestly really like relaxed for me. Like my plan originally was to like labor as far as I could and then get the epidural. But the anesthesiologist was available. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get it and I'll be comfortable. And I'm so glad that I did that because I just was comfortable and progressed great and it all worked out. And then at 1:30 when they started Pitocin, I was at 4 centimeters. Mm-hmm. So I had progressed on my own from like 2 to 4 without Pitocin, just with like, I was like contracting a little bit.
12 is the number we're trying to get to.
10.
10.
Yeah. And then I was at a 4.
Yeah.
Just laughing at you. I feel like you.
I have a pretty good concept of this.
A 12.
That was close.
You're kind of close. So then, that was at 1:30. I was at 4 centimeters and I was on Pitocin. We kept doing that and we were just like relaxing. And then at 4 p.m., I was at 5 centimeters. So I only went up 1 centimeter. And then around 6 p.m., so from 4 to 6 p.m., our doctor came in and he checked me. And I don't know if you remember this, but like, we were like, I was last at a 5 centimeters. So we were probably like, I'll be at like a 6 or 7.
Yeah, we were like, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, I'm probably only at a 6 or 7. And my doctor came in, he was like, you're at a 9 and 100% effaced. And I was like, what? I was like, really? I just did not expect that because I've also heard like from 7 to 9 centimeters, like things can get like a little bit intense. That's like called a transition period. And I was just chilling. Like, I didn't feel any difference or anything. So I was just like, what? How am I at a 9? And then what?
Yeah. I was wondering, too. I was like, okay, so, like, you know, you were being checked by, like, different nurse. They were good nurses. But, maybe the doctor was also just feeling something the nurse didn't. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Like, maybe he just has a better gauge at that.
Yeah, I'm sure
like
he probably
she could have
does.
just been like a little under and he was like more accurate or a little over.
Yeah, maybe.
So we were checked by different people, and it's got to be a guess. I mean, they can't be 100%.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're just using their hand.
Yeah, their finger.
They don't have any, like, a
Do you know, like, they literally,
caliber.
they go like this? Like, that's how they
That's
know.
what I mean. Like, it's just a guess.
Yeah.
Like, there's no...
Yeah.
So, of course,
But they have to have a
there's-
good idea. Like, they've
Yes,
have for checking.
but there's room for
people.
error.
Yeah, for
is my
sure,
whole
for
thing.
sure. I could have been at, like, an 8 or a 10 or whatever, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy. And then things kind of started moving pretty quick when I was at a 9. That was around...
You started to do a couple pushes.
Yeah, I don't remember when maybe we started pushing at like 7 or
It's like
8.
push practice with the doctor, with the nurse.
Nurse, yeah.
Yeah, so you just do a couple of those, and I'm kind of standing by, like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
Yeah, and the practice pushing, it was hard. Like, I did not expect it to be that hard. And then also when we were getting to that point, because I was 10 centimeters dilated, like, and I had the epidural in for a while, I was starting to feel like, they say the epidural takes away pain, but not pressure. So I was expecting, like, when to push, like, okay, I'm going to feel, like, some pressure down there, which, whatever. But I was feeling pressure and pain, and that was probably, like, the hardest part to get through that whole day. Like, that was really hard.
Yeah, I mean, once he started to come out,
It started to come down.
past the cervix was when it started to be crazy.
No, like, past my pelvic bone.
Pelvis, yeah,
Yeah.
pelvic bone. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Science.
Science.
Or biology.
But during that time, like, each contraction, like, every time a contraction came on, I felt the urge to push. And it was like, it hurt and there was pressure. And I was like trying to push through. And the nurses were like, when you push through it, like, you'll feel better. And it definitely did. But I had a moment of where I was like, I can't do this. I need to have a C-section. I was crying. I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like, it definitely, that part hurt a good amount.
And the nurses were like, no, you're okay. You can push through. Like, you got this.
I know. And I was
they were
like,
trying, and you were like, no, I can't.
yeah, I was just like, no, I can't. And then they were like, okay, we'll go get the doctor to, like, talk to him. And he came in, and I'm so glad he was the one that was on call.
I had to say that too, though. I was like, go get the doctor. We'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I had to kind of tell the nurse, like, to stop being like, no, you're fine, and, like, get the doctor to try to talk to you instead of, like, just the nurses. Because the nurses are great, but, like,
they're really
you want to hear
amazing.
from the doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
In the end of the day, and, like, your doctor well at
Yeah.
this point. We've talked to him a bunch.
Yeah, we've had appointments with him and stuff. And I'm just so happy he was the one that was on call, because there was, like, 3 different doctors that I had seen all through the pregnancy, and he was my favorite. And he was just like, trust me, you do not want to have... He came in, he was like, you do not want to have a C-section. You can do this. Like, you're not going to want to have all the stitches from a C-section.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be more painful. Like, you're almost there. Like, we're going to get this baby out.
He was like, I can get a vacuum on him right now.
Yeah, he did say that. And I was like, I definitely don't want the vacuum. I don't even know how it works, but, like, I've heard it's just
Sounded
like...
pretty wild.
Yeah, it's like literally they put, like, a vacuum on his head to help suck him down.
Yeah.
And I think when he said that too, honestly, I'm thinking about that right now. Like, that probably in my head, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm pushing this baby out. Like, I gotta do this. Like, I gotta do it. And then
right there, he was like, let me take a look.
Yeah.
And then he took another look while he was trying to convince you no C-section. He was like,
He's right here, right?
He's like, we're good to the nurses. He's like, we're getting this baby out right now.
Yeah, and he put his, like, thing on to get ready to, like, deliver the baby.
He geared up. They put, like, all the tarps around the room and stuff.
Yeah. And then that's when it got real. And
no one told me to get ready. I was like, oh, shoot. I was eating a slice of pizza.
While I'm sitting there,
I was
like, holding on to the
legitimately eating
bed
a slice
rails,
of
like,
pizza.
Oh, my God. And then...
Because it was like 8:30, 8:45 at that point.
Yeah, probably, because I pushed for about an hour. Yeah, I pushed for an hour, and it was hard. I was, like, screaming through it because it's just like it's intense, like pushing through the pain, and then
She was yelling.
What?
She was yelling.
Yeah, I was yelling. It just kind of like motivated me. Like I was just like, I gotta get him out.
Well, it was interesting. The one thing that they were saying, they were like, when you feel this like pain, you're gonna want to push because it's gonna help the pain.
I just spilled it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna make you actually like feel better to push.
Yeah, which it did. So then I was just getting like determined at that point because I could feel him like moving down. And I was like, okay, he's coming, he's coming. And we pushed for about an hour, and then little CJ was
popped
here.
out. He screamed a little bit, and they put him on you until.
So are you gonna break the news to the people?
Yeah, I didn't catch him. As you guys can tell, like things were kind of changing in the moment, and like, you know, within like I think because of how things were going, like it didn't feel like, oh, this is going like very smoothly. Like Bronte was in pain, like she was yelling, like, you know, people were moving quickly, the doctors and stuff. So I was just like, you know, I'm not gonna be like, I want to catch him.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, let me just let the doctor get him out as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Because I watched the whole thing and I clearly saw him like the way that he pulled the baby out. Like it wasn't just gonna catch him.
Yeah.
Like he delivered the baby. Like he pulled him out. Like so it was smooth and quicker. Like it would have probably been another 20 minutes of pushing to get him to where like
you could catch
he was
him.
actually out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, when his head came out, I remember he did something down there because I thought like the head came out and then like you have to push a few more times, but he did.
Right when you saw you saw his hair. I saw like his hair.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, oh, you want to feel his hair? I was like, oh, wait a second.
Well, you did look.
Yeah, I was watching, like I said.
He watched, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Like I stood right next to the doctor, basically.
Do you have that like image in your head? Like, can you always look back at it?
Yeah, of course. I'm watching him get born.
Yeah.
And then
that's special.
like I saw the doctor kind of grab him and like twist him in this weird like 360, 180 way where like the umbilical cord didn't wrap around him. And then he just like flipped him and like tossed him right on you.
Yeah.
It was pretty like smooth. It was like one smooth motion.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, you could.
Like there was no shot. Like why?
He probably could have like handed him to you and then you put him on me or something.
That's not really
but, like,
the same. Why even bother with that?
Right. Yeah.
And then like he was all in his sterile outfit and stuff, so I would have had to do that. So it was like it would have added steps and time and levels that I felt were just gonna be done just so I could say I did it.
Yeah.
Which was stupid.
Right.
So at that point I was like, you know, I'll just back off.
Yeah.
And
like I really wanted to like tell the nurses like, can someone like please take a video or photos? And thankfully there was one nurse in there who like grabbed Cooper's phone and took some photos when he was first born.
Yeah,
but, like,
and cutting the umbilical cord.
Yeah. But then like when I was in that moment of like starting to push, I was like, I don't even care. Like I just need to get through this. Like it was the last thing on my mind of like getting photos or videos of or you catching him. Like it does get intense in that moment where it's like you're literally not thinking about anything besides like just getting him here safely and like
there was a lot going on that was not our concern
top priority.
At that point.
Yeah, for you catching him or like getting photos and videos. But I am really grateful for that nurse who
we got a bunch of photos. Yeah. Like we got plenty of photos, but you look distressed.
No.
And I was smiling.
I have like a wet washcloth over my head. There's this one photo. We won't be sharing it because it's just
those are private photos.
Yeah, but I have like a wet washcloth over my head, and CJ's like on me, and Cooper's like smiling, cutting the cord.
And the nurse is also like panic looking.
And I'm just in distress, and he's just like smiling, cutting the cord. It's so funny.
I got a couple laughs though in the room. My first one I asked what they were like, oh, you're gonna cut the umbilical cord? I was like, yeah, should I have brought my own scissors?
That was funny.
And then when I was cutting the umbilical cord, I was like, hope I don't cut the wrong thing and miss. Like when they handed me the scissors, like, oh, I hope I don't cut the wrong thing.
Oh God, they're probably like concerned you.
That's
cutting
probably why
the
that
cord.
nurse looked like that. That's probably why she was making this like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh God.
But.
And then he was born. He was born at 10:02 p.m. 7 pounds, 11 ounces, which is a great size. We
Yep.
thought he was going to be bigger because at one of our last appointments, he was, and it's like a guesstimate weight, but he was weighing like 7 pounds, 2 ounces.
But that was 2 weeks before, so I mean, that's really not far off.
Well, they say they gain like half a pound each week, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah, I guess 30, it was at 36, 37, 38, 39. So he would have gained another pound and a half.
yeah.
So he would have been like 8.5.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
that was right.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think they were super far off. Like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess it wasn't.
Like, because it's just a rough estimate that he gains a half a pound a week.
Yeah.
So, like, realistically, they could have been right.
Yeah.
And then he just started slowing down on his growth. But he was 20 inches long, too. He's a pretty long boy.
That's average.
Yeah.
I think like 19 to 21 is like the range. And he's doing great. He did have low blood sugar in the hospital, which has been like a little bit of a journey where they had to prick his little foot every day, every 3 hours.
Right before he ate and right after he ate.
And we had to, my plan was to solely breastfeed, and we had to get him on formula to get his sugars up. So that was a little like, it was a little upsetting in the moment. But now we're doing good. He's all good now. And
He's eating breast milk.
yes,
So
we're doing that.
He's doing great there. And he's gaining weight. We've been weighing him a little bit. So now he's past the point where he lost weight right after.
Yeah.
But now he's gaining weight back. We also didn't talk about how you're deathly afraid of throwing up.
Oh, yeah.
Bronte is there's a thing that
It's
they
called
call
like
it.
emetophobia.
Yeah.
And I definitely have it, where it's like a fear of throwing up, and it gives you like anxiety, and that's something that I was very anxious about through the whole labor experience, because I've heard it's very common, and with pregnancy too. Like that was my biggest fear getting pregnant, because I was like, first trimester, I'm gonna be sick. Please tell me how. I don't know who from up above blessed me, but I did not throw up once my entire pregnancy and during labor.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel so lucky and grateful.
Which is interesting because I'm
Like-
usually on the thoughts of like you kind of will into the world what you least desire.
I know, and
And like when somebody worries about throwing up all the time, they're gonna end up throwing up.
I'm the
And
opposite.
you're the opposite on that one.
Yeah, but I told like the nurses and stuff when we were there, and they did give me some Zofran. Remember? Because when the epidural guy, when I was starting to get that like pain towards the end, he came in and gave me like a shot of like something in my epidural, just like an extra thing. And I was nervous it was gonna make me feel sick, so he was like, to the nurses, he was like, give her some Zofran at the same time. So I don't know if that maybe helped me, but I was never like really nauseous. I was a little nauseous like throughout, probably just nerves and whatnot, but never to a point where I was going to get sick. So
Yeah.
That was good.
I mean, that was great. Like can't beat that. And then it was all around it. I would say it was smooth. Yeah. It was like I
was a
hate to say that,
positive
but it was a
experience.
smooth, easygoing, positive experience. Like
yeah. Looking back, like there was really only the hard moment towards the end, but otherwise it was all like really smooth. We loved the hospital we were at. The nurses were amazing. We loved our doctor. Like he got here safely, and it's just been really good.
You had skin to skin for like the first
2 hours.
2 hours. They just left him on there after they cut the cord.
That was really nice.
Yeah, so like they were big on that. I'm glad it started. I'm really glad it started so early, like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
because it was a long day.
Yeah.
Like, he was delivered at 10 o'clock at night, and then
Yeah, I mean,
2 hours later he was still on you. So then they had to take him off, clean him, do all that stuff,
Yeah.
like weigh him and like everything like that.
We were up for like over 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was getting exhausting.
You're telling me.
I know.
was-
Well, you did sleep a little bit throughout the day. There was a few times you slept.
Yeah, I took a little nap.
Because,
here
I mean,
and
you
there.
were in a bed on drugs and you were just
Yeah, but
sitting
I wasn't
there.
like loopy or anything. It didn't like
Yeah, but,
put me
like,
to sleep.
I think there was a point where it was like 3 hours you just slept during
Really?
the day. Yeah.
Maybe.
Just because like there was nothing going on.
Yeah.
Like, it was less like slow.
Yeah.
And we were up at 2 a.m. So you were just tired. But
Honestly, like I understand why people say to like labor, because you like like sometimes people say when you get the epidural, it slows things down, but which like maybe it did for me. I don't really know. I can't compare it, but
could have.
But like I would do it the exact same way I did it because like contraction pain is not fun. Like the ones that I did experience, like it hurts. So I'd rather be comfortable and just like labor through just like with an epidural and relax and then, you know, have energy to be able to push at the end. Like I'm really happy the way that we did it and the whole process we did.
Yeah, it all worked out great. And you cannot beat that. The only worry was the blood sugar thing. And then we had to stay a couple days, basically a 1 day extra than we would have had.
Yeah,
to,
we maybe could have gone home like the day before.
Because it was like, what, 2 nights, 3 days?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 2-night, 3-day. It's like a vacation. And then, you know, people staying with the dogs and stuff. So that was a whole thing that we had to like kind of, you know, work people through and stuff. But that's all just the easy stuff, I guess.
Yeah. And then we got home. How's he doing over there, by the way?
He's sleeping.
He looks
He's great.
comfy. Okay, good.
Mouth open.
And then we got home. I think we got home Wednesday night, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but
Because he was born on Sunday.
yeah. And we got home Wednesday night and it was late because it was just late. It was 8 p.m. And we got home and I had the weirdest thing of like, now what do we do? And I was like looking around the house because I'm like, I have all this baby stuff. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it now? Like it's just been sitting here. Like we have to use it and we have to like figure him out. And I was literally like, okay, let's pretend we're in the hospital room. Like, what did we need while we were in there? Let's get that set up in our room.
Yeah, because it was interesting because you have 24/7 nurses.
Yeah.
For 3 days. And then all of a sudden they're like, see ya.
Yeah. And they're coming in and out.
And you can't like call them.
Yeah, I know. And that was really nice, honestly. Like the first few days, like you literally had a button to call the nurses. And like if we ever had a question or like need help with something, like you just press a button and someone comes in. And now we're home and we're like, all right, we're just on our own now. We got to figure it out.
Like they gave him like a quick bath. Like they would swaddle him for us. All these things.
Which I hate those swaddles that are like the blanket swaddles. They're so hard to do.
If you're good at it, they're
the nurses
easy.
are great at it. Yeah, and he likes being swaddled. So we have a good swaddle now that works for him and us. But then we got home, we set up our room. Like I had a diaper caddy. We brought the changing pad into our room. We put the bassinet in there. We got swaddles ready and we just started being mom and dad.
Yeah, we just kind of had to do it at that point.
Yeah.
Like it's weird that like lasts like 2 weeks because like you're not gonna like you don't really know what you want to do and how you exactly want to do it when it's your first kid.
Like set things up.
Yeah, and like you're also not gonna like have a bassinet in your room for 2 weeks that's not used.
Yeah, so we like Cooper brought the bassinet was like sitting in his nursery, so Cooper like brought it in. We like figured out where we were setting it up next to me and stuff.
And that's
like,
exactly like you're not gonna have all that stuff just set up. 2 weeks before your baby's born because you don't know.
I know that was weird, and then like you get home and we had to like set it all up, and it was late, and we were just like exhausted. So I was like, oh my god, now we got to do all this stuff. But
I had to put the car seat in the parking lot of the hospital. We had test fitted already, so I knew how it went in, but like I didn't leave it just in your car ready to go. Well,
because the passenger seat has to be so far up in my car with the car seat in it because it's pretty big back there.
The car seat's also just pretty big in itself, I think, too.
So we didn't put the car seat in like, you know, a week before because we're just like, we'll put it in when we get there.
Yeah, it takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was really quick. And then now we've been feeding him every 2-3 hours throughout the night. We literally have to wake him up to eat. He doesn't wake us up. I don't know if he's just a really good sleeper like the two of us, but the first week has been really fun and
Can I also talk about
special.
The hospital? And I think I mentioned this a little bit. The bed situation for the husband is weird. Or significant other, however you want to. Like, they have this, like, fold-out couch, and I appreciate them having that. And they're basically, like, in case you need it, we have sheets and pillows and stuff for the fold-out couch. And I'm like, in case I need it, like how often do they not sleep there? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, how often does a husband not sleep there where it's like an in case thing? Like, isn't it guaranteed, basically?
Yeah, I don't
So
think
why is it just in case? Why is it not just a bed that I can use? Like, why is it like this? Like,
because it's a couch for also during the day. Like, we used it as a couch.
I get that, but it could have been a little bit more comfortable because they know, like, it's a delivery hospital.
Yeah, like,
someone's going to be sleeping
there.
That's all that happens there is deliveries.
Yeah.
So they know that someone's sleeping there. So it's not like...
It's probably the best that they can get for a couch that goes out into a bed.
I don't know. They make it seem like it's a just for emergencies in case someone has to sleep there. But it's like 100% of every person sleeps there.
I think that's your perception of it, saying that it's like they might have to sleep there. Like, no, they know that, but it's a hospital room. And you have a couch for during the day, and then it turns into a bed. Like,
yeah, I get it. It just wasn't that good of a bed.
Yeah, you're in a hospital.
It wasn't that good of a couch either. It wasn't a very comfortable couch either.
Yeah, it was
but I will say that we give birth in the same room that you're in. So
yeah,
like, you never change rooms.
Which a lot of hospitals, you give birth and then they transfer you to a postpartum room. But our hospital, you're just in the one room the whole time, which was really nice.
Yeah, like you literally give birth like next to your laptop. Yeah. Like my backpack was like right there.
I know, like your parents came and visited us in the hospital and they were like, you gave birth in here? And we were like, yeah, like this is where it happened. Crazy. I know, it is interesting.
They did have a good shower. It was very nice there.
Yes.
Like it was a nice hospital. I'll give them that. But
yeah,
the beds left a little bit to be desired. And I bet every man can attest to that the beds leave some to be desired.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, like you could hook it up a little bit more. Even you were saying your bed was uncomfortable, and I was like, "What? You should see this one." It was basically like
so uncomfortable.
You could compare it to like an outdoor lounge chair, like you know, if you bought like a $250 like lounge chair from Costco for your outdoor furniture, like one of those cushions. Like one of those where you're like, it'll last 2 years. Like it'll last 2 years, but I'll throw it away after. It's fine. Like that's pretty much what it was. It was wild.
Yeah, my bed was the hospital bed, and which wasn't that comfortable.
But then they had like a Tempur-Pedic cover that they put on it.
After the birth.
Once you're able to get up, they put that cover on it.
Yeah.
But you were in a hospital bed that could also flip and like. They were moving things and like putting spots up that you could push off of, and like had all these handles that would flip out and stuff. It was bougie.
Yeah.
Me and Jim were talking about that on the phone. We're like, man, these hospital beds look expensive. Like
yeah, they definitely are.
We were talking about the hospital beds. Like I was holding the baby just giving birth, and we're breaking down the hydraulics on the hospital beds.
Oh my God!
Like, yeah, the way that they like articulate the suspension on those things is real nice.
Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous.
But hospital food all around, not good. They had this celebration dinner for us where it's like,
because I got meals the whole time, but then Cooper like had to pay. It was like $5-6, you know, for his meals, whatever. But then they had a celebration meal for the both of us that we got for free, and it was like a full course thing. Yeah, you pick like a starter, the main, the dessert, a side.
Filet mignon was the main course, and then they also had like chicken cordon bleu, and like it looked bougie. Like reading it looked bougie, and everybody would hype us up too. They'd be like, the nurses would be like, "Have you had your celebration meal yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm saving it." And then I ordered it because you have to order it before 6 o'clock or whatever because that's when they close. And they roll up with it, and I'm like, wait, this is just a bunch of the other hospital food I've eaten put into 4 courses. Literally. Like, it's the same food I've been eating this whole time, and they just, like, kind of relabeled it as a celebration meal. We basically
got tricked.
I was definitely bait and switched.
Yeah, bait and switched.
They hyped it up when we did the hospital tour.
I know, yeah.
Every chance they got, they hyped up this celebration meal.
Yeah, they did.
And I get it. It was nice. And
it's nice.
I appreciate it. But, like, It's not worth the hype. It's not worth hyping up.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't. It's like, it's still hospital food. It's not like
Hype up the coffee machine.
It's not like they outsourced this meal for you to come in. Like, no, it was still hospital food.
It was just the same food.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't like a celebration meal.
It's nothing I would brag to people about.
Yeah.
That's
like,
for sure.
if you're delivering here, you gotta make sure you get your celebration meal. Like,
yeah.
no.
Like, if you deliver there and you're getting your celebration meal, like, and you're like, oh, I'll get this, like, just go and, like, order something else. Like,
yeah.
If you really want, like, a celebration meal, just...
Well, the nice thing about it was a free meal for you.
It was complimentary,
yeah.
but, like, if you really just don't care about the complimentary meal and you just rather just spend some money and get a celebration meal, just order something. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
We got a pie of pizza that was also in the room when you were delivering, which I felt was odd. Like, my pizza pie was maybe 4 feet, 3 feet from placenta juice. At max. And I was like, man, like, it's only about 2 hours old, like 3 hours old. I was like, do I still eat it? Like, it was really close to the action. Like, it was closer to the action than I was.
Did you eat it after?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
I mean, why would I not, really,
It's fine. It was in a box. You're good.
I mean, the pizza boxes leave some gaps in their defenses there.
Some cracks.
There's
Stuff could have gone.
Plenty of ability for some stuff to get in there.
All right.
But yeah, that was my food journey.
Yeah. And then recovery was a little rough. It was the first few days, but each day got better as it went by. So by I gave birth Sunday. By Friday, I felt like 10 times better and was pretty good. And so not much on that. And then we've just been enjoying our first week with our little Cooper. He's such a good baby. But I'm also like not expecting him to be like this forever because I know they change. But right now he has been a little angel.
I got to brag on my boy, born with a full head of hair.
Mm-hmm. Cooper loves his hair.
I mean, come on. Like, if you guys seen some pictures on our Facebooks or Instagrams, you'll know. Kid's got better hair than most.
Mm-hmm. He's got some good hair. He's a little handsome boy.
Mm-hmm. He smiles and makes a lot of faces, which is funny. Mm-hmm. He's big on the facial expression.
He poops and pees a lot.
Pees on us.
Guys, the other night.
Well, if you don't have a boy, just know he's gonna pee on you.
Yeah.
If you have a boy.
Yes.
He's gonna pee on you. If you girl, dad, and moms, you don't understand.
No. The boy pee is crazy. And it literally, like, I am not even exaggerating, could shoot from here to Cooper. Like, the stream is powerful.
It went 3 feet up a wall. Measured it from his changing table, 3 feet up the wall. Onto himself, onto his face.
Yeah, so the other day we're changing him, and it was nighttime. We're changing his diaper. Pees up on himself, like on his face. It starts going everywhere. It's up the wall. It's over here. It's on us. Changing him. So now we're like, all right, we got to give him a bath. He just peed all on himself. Just like a sponge bath,
not like in the wall. You know what I mean?
We're just
you can't put him underwater.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you can't put him
you're acting like
submerged. You can't submerge
because of his umbilical cord. You can't submerge him. So then we're like, all right, we got to give him a bath. So we take all of his clothes off. I'm holding him, and Cooper's getting like the bath
Bronte's
warmed
holding
up.
His little naked body.
Yeah, and he starts to pee again, and I like turn.
She panicked.
And as I turn, I was trying to turn away like from you, and as I turn, it just sprays Cooper across his shirt,
shorts and shirt. Just right across it. And she's like holding it there for a second.
And we're like 3 feet away, mind you, too. So like literally it was like a sprinkler. Just like
mm-hmm.
It was so funny. We were
and he had
dying.
just peed.
Yeah. And this is the same.
Peed.
Yeah.
5 minutes prior, just peed up a wall.
Yep.
Now he's peeing on me.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess it's just a boy thing.
Yeah, it definitely
from what I've heard.
Definitely is.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing you have to worry about when you're changing him. You have to like like dodge it, you know?
Like
be
always have a wipe just in case to like throw it on top. And
Yeah, the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
it's funny.
Duck, dive, dip, dodge.
Yeah. But he's been great.
Yeah, can't complain.
We're very happy.
But otherwise, we haven't really been doing much.
Yeah,
so
we're pretty.
There's not a whole lot to talk about besides baby because this is all we've been dealing with.
Literally since the 17th.
Yeah.
We've had nothing going. Wait, I haven't left the house.
Yeah, we watched
Cooper's-
the Christmas tree race the other day
We did watch that.
because we obviously weren't going to go to that because he was 5 days old.
Yeah.
So we skipped that one.
Yeah.
Because I saw some comments like, why weren't you racing at the Christmas tree? 5-day-old baby.
Your car's also apart too.
Yeah, and I didn't try to get it back together because I knew he was going to be around the same
because
time.
regardless, even if he wasn't here yet, we wouldn't have went because like
It was so close
if
to
my
the due
water
date.
broke there or something, yeah, and I was just tired and like it just
Yeah. So we kind of opted out for that one. But next year we get to go and it'll be his first birthday.
I know.
It'll kind of be his first birthday present event.
It's gonna be so fun next year when he's 1.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
can't-
this is a tough, boring age.
I
Personally.
know, and like right now it hasn't felt that tough. Like I'm sure we're gonna have tough moments. There was one tough night that he gave us like a little bit of trouble putting him down.
Yeah,
But it
a
wasn't
little bit, but
bad.
it wasn't anything like.
Well-
I feel like that was nothing compared to what's coming.
Yeah, but like right now it just he sleeps so much. You know, newborns sleep a lot. He's up to eat and then he's awake for like 20 minutes and then he goes
Yeah.
back to sleep again.
I
Like
kind of play with him for like 20 minutes. Like
It's
I
literally-
try to, but he doesn't care about toys or anything at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I have like flashcards that he looks at.
yeah, like the contrast cards that they say are good for newborns.
Yeah.
But it's literally like he wakes up, change him, eats, hangs out, goes back to sleep for
Yep.
like 2-3 hours. Then he's up. We feed him. We change him. Hang out. Sleeping for 2-3 hours.
And we're trying to keep him like napping in like places like this, like on me in a lit room and stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
that's good because then
Yeah, during
once
the day.
he's older, he'll be able to nap anywhere because that's
Yeah.
a worry is like you want your baby to be able to nap just anywhere
Yeah.
without thinking about it.
Yeah, like Cooper was vacuuming the living room and he was just napping on me the other day. Like,
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
yeah, during the day, he's kind of just been napping on us, or like we have a little lounger that we put on the couch and he just hangs out and we don't like swaddle him or anything. But then, like, when nighttime comes around, we do like the swaddle and he's in his bassinet and like,
He did roll
All that
over
stuff.
on tummy time where had him on his belly looking at him and he kind of was able to roll himself back over to his back.
yeah, it's wild how strong he is.
His
Like,
head is very strong.
he can lift his head really well. He's already been grabbing my hair. Like, he's strong. Like, there's times where he like is grabbing his face and like kind of like scratching at it, and I go to like pull his hand away and he is freaking strong.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
he is
a tough little
strong.
cookie.
Yeah. I think that's just something you don't expect from newborns, like how strong they really
Yeah.
are. Let me see him. Money.
Want talking to the mic? Give a little yell. He makes a lot of noises.
Yeah, sometimes he'll randomly be sleeping and I'll just be like, like
Yeah.
almost like a bark
He
noise.
does that a bunch.
Yeah.
Sorry, like his head is like this by his own choosing.
What?
Like just like all the way back. Like I'm not like people would be like, oh, why is his head like that? He's doing that. He can lay flat if he wants to, but he's choosing to like arch his
Well,
back.
wait, where's your arm?
It's right under him, under his butt.
Yeah, but this arm.
He has the ability to be flat, is what I'm
Are you
saying.
sure?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's just doing this. Like even when I try to flatten him, he keeps his head bent backwards.
Yeah, sometimes he sleeps like sideways on me and he's like leans his head all the way to the side and back.
Yeah.
But Cooper's been such a good dad. He's
Wow.
doing such a good job.
I haven't done anything yet. I just hold him and
No, we
change
do
his
a
diapers.
lot. You help clean the bottles. You help get bottles ready.
Hmm.
You help get my pump parts ready.
Yeah.
We
that's
change him together a lot right now because it's just fun to do together. Pick out his outfits.
Yep.
And it's been good.
It has been good. A lot of laundry. Kid makes a lot of laundry. We got a lot of blankets too.
Yeah.
Everybody got him a blanket. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of nice blankets. Mm-hmm. He's got that really going for him.
He does have a lot of blankets.
But otherwise, we just wanted to update and talk to you guys about him real quick because I feel like we were MIA on here about him and his birth. Mm-hmm. So it felt good to show him to the world.
Yep.
Look at him.
He's here. Woo. I'm sorry if we're a little low energy because we're definitely a little bit tired over here, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty early also.
It's not. It's almost 12.
Oh, okay. Well, we started planning this at 10:15, I guess.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really drank coffee or anything yet.
Yeah.
Just started to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a up and down night.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really sleep. We nap.
Yeah. It's like we're getting stretches of sleep, but because you get up every few hours, it definitely affects your sleep.
Yeah. And if you wake me up at night, I'm panicked.
Yeah.
If I'm laying there sleeping and somebody's like, Cooper, I'm wake up in attack mode.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it's...
I need to film you one day because these last 2 nights, every time, one of the times I've been waking him up, he panics about him. I'm just like, Cooper, come on, we gotta get him going. He jumps up. He grabs me. Today he was looking through the blankets. He was like, "Where is he? Where is he? Is he okay? I got him. I got him."
I did not have him.
I was like, "He's in his bassinet. He's fine. He's not near here."
To say I got him is crazy because I did not have him.
It's wild.
That was a false statement.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been like that since I was a kid. If you woke me up
at
any point, if I'm on the couch and I start to doze off and you're like, Cooper, I'm like, I'm watching.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a point of pride.
Yeah.
I did not fall asleep mid-watching. I'm watching this.
Yeah.
How dare you assume I stopped.
That's been funny. Yeah.
But it's always been like that. But now it's even worse because worried about him. And I have a little camera thing that I sleep next to where I can see him.
Yeah.
Make sure he didn't roll over because he's so freaking strong.
Yeah.
But
he's not rolling over from back to belly. That's when you have to worry because of the swaddling.
But even if he did,
and he's not consistently rolling over from belly to back.
Well, so you have to catch him when he has energy.
Yeah.
At the right point where he hasn't eaten so much where he's loopy.
Yeah.
But he's got some energy where he's playful.
Yeah.
You got to catch him at the right moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it, but it's not like he's rolling over any chance.
Yeah, right now he's not doing it.
Yeah.
He's asleep.
Yeah.
He's been asleep this whole podcast. You gonna say anything? You gonna fart? Oh, I think he is farting. He farts a lot.
He's got his poop face on.
He farts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. There's so many noises that come out of this kid.
There is.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up. We'll do another one. Maybe if you guys have any questions, we can talk about them on the next one. Anything else we missed?
No.
No? Cooper Jacks? Anything?
No.
CJ?
CJ, welcome to the world.
Yeah, we don't know what we'll call him. Calling him Cooper to me feels weird.
I've been calling him CJ more.
CJ was kind of our normal, what we thought we were
our family's been calling him Cooper a lot.
My mom, because she loves that name so much. And
I love that name too.
Yeah.
That's why it's his name.
Yeah, and then I think your mom might have called him Cooper too.
Yeah, probably.
He's not super Cooper though. Not yet. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Keep it saucy.